What's going on, guys? I've got a very special game for you today. I think what makes this game special is there's a lot of high highs and there's a lot of low lows. But it was an absolutely beautiful day to play. This was from a tournament about a month ago. I thought it would be fun to review because it's a good back and forth. It's a good battle. Some very high moments and definitely some teachable moments as well. I'll switch it over so we can see. Also, camera quality. I kind of apologize. It's a little low right now. I'm just waiting on a new cable to arrive in the mail, and then we'll fix that up. But this is what we got. We're playing at St. Pete Beach. It is a beautiful day to play. It's a nice overcast day. It's really nice as a beach player when you luck out and get some overcast in the morning because it helps you like conserve energy basically. And also on top of that, it's not very windy. Like if you look at the flags over here, you can see there's not crazy wind. There might be like a slight cross breeze like going to the right of the court, but it's nothing. So beautiful day to play. We're here in the special courts with all the advertisements around them. I think men's AA was the highest division they were running at this tournament, so we get the special courts. Typically it's men's open, which I will be playing for the first time in a couple weeks. Well, technically it's AAA, but in where I live, it's essentially the same thing. But anyways, stay tuned for that. That'll be interesting. I will make sure to record those games and we can absolutely review all of them. I might even try and get my coach to review some of them. The pro player would be really cool to get his insight. But anyway, so they're up to serve. This is the start of the game. Unlike the last review, we did in fact record this entire game. And just double checking that this camera here is good. Honestly, you could probably make it a little bigger. Yeah. That's the situation. They're up to serve. I'm playing the left side. Matt, who is often a left side player, is playing right for me because he's a champ. Matt is very tall. He puts up a great block. You'll see him get quite a few this game. And let's get into it. So they're going for basically a jump float. I think both of them are doing these simple jump floats. Matt gets a great pass. I set him nice and high. Looks like he kind of misses the ball a little bit. I'm not sure what happened here. Let's see if we can go frame by frame. I don't know. That looks like a pretty good swing. I think he did kind of, instead of contacting it through the top of the ball, he kind of went on the side of it. And so it's a close miss, though. Like, I don't even hate that miss. That's only a couple inches out. Getting a phone call. Oh. Oh, okay. Anyways. So near miss. I mean, there's no corrections or pointers I want to make for that. Like, great pass, great set, can't be mad. Going in for another jump float. You will notice, I feel like this happens so much, and I'm hoping it's different in the open tournament. I hope like people are just unleashing serves and aren't actually aiming for people. But I feel like in tournaments, I feel like my passing is pretty solid, especially in the tournament setting where I'm like very locked in. And I find my partners get set or served a lot of the time. I think I maybe get, we'll count throughout the game and see how many I get, but it's not a very high number. Little bit of a low pass here, and you can't tell from this angle, but it's kind of going into the net. So I really have to bust my butt, as you can see, and get that up. Matt does a good job of making it somewhat challenging. They go for this two ball, call for a back set, and that side of the court's just open. Why not use it? I think if you can ever, like, if you're kind of in a rut or maybe you're getting blocked a lot, I find running a back set just throws off the defense just enough to let you get an easy point and just, again, if they're on a run and you don't have any timeouts or whatever the case might be, it's a good way to kind of break the pattern a little bit. And as you can see, it leads to like a very easy poke over for the point. So I'm up to serve. I do a simple float towards the middle. He has to jump to get it, but gets a great pass, honestly. And they just go right around his block. I think Matt told me after this point, he's like, that's my bad, it just went through me. So no real pointers on that one. Again, simple little jump. Matt shanks. Unfortunately, I sprint and get a piece of the ball. I guess that's not good enough, though. I'm surprised my hamstring didn't cramp after that one, but just unfortunate. And I think after that moment, that's when they realize, like, the difference in passing, or just maybe that this particular day Matt is struggling with passing, and so they really start to target him pretty heavy after this.
Nobody.
And I was talking about this with my coach yesterday. This play is a great example of like something I think I should work on in tournaments. But like, especially when it's windy, you kind of want to pass lower in general. It's obviously not windy right now when we're playing. Matt, I think in this game in particular, was tending to just pass quite low. And it's like, I don't know, I think in the moment, it's like I'm there. I could handset that. Like I'm already in position to start handsetting at this point. But I think because it's low and I'm not sure, I go for the bump set. This happens a lot throughout this game. And I was kind of training this a bit yesterday with my coach. And I don't know, I feel like I just needed to take these with my hands. Because it's just going to be an easier set for him. I don't know. It's tough, though, in a tournament.
Nobody.
So I kind of set him off the net. He does a good job of trying to correct it here. It's another, like, it's not a terrible miss, especially for a line turn like that.
Okay.
Yeah. We go for another float at Matt. Yeah. Another low pass again. Cut. I kind of just go for the bump sets there. And I like this game, too, because I'm mic'd up for it, so you can kind of hear my calls.
Cut.
So I call cut there, just again, because like I see their defense set up. I'm like, I would rather make them run. Matt chooses to swing, which is smart. There's no block. I go for a set out of system. I think he, again, kind of just misses the ball there. But a note for me is like, I think maybe setting higher here. This is something I was training yesterday too. Is like when the ball is out of system like this, in other words, like when your partner kind of gets a bad pass, you have to move for it. Setting it a lot higher is going to be better because then they have time to back up and do a full approach. So this is good. How many antenna heights is this? This is probably, we'll say 2, 2.5, but really you want to get like 3, maybe even 4 if it's a really bad pass. So noted for you.
Good.
That's a bad set. It's a double, and I think I call it afterwards.
That was bad. You can take it.
Yep. Yeah, that was. You can literally hear it. I feel like on the way in, and even the release just looks terrible. Yeah, it's bad.
That was bad. You can take it.
We declined the block point. We're taking the hands. Anyway, another serve to Matt, and they get him with that one. Unfortunately, that's a tough serve.
Switch on.
So okay, this is something too. Like if you want to break the pattern of maybe the other team is in a good flow, switching sides, it can be good. I know. And let's see how it plays out here. Nice. Yeah, so they serve out. So as you can see, like they are focusing Matt because he switched sides and they're still going after him. But it's like then you force the server to actually start using their brain of like, oh, he switched sides. Now I have to serve over here. And I find a lot of times that will create a bit more service pressure. And this happens a lot where they'll just like serve it out or serve into the net or something. So we always make a joke, like it always works, but it doesn't. We have had games, and I think there was a game at this tournament actually, where we kind of switched sides out of desperation and it just threw our flow off. So you have to be careful with that. Matt's up to serve. Nice deep float. That's a good miss, honestly. I'm not even mad about that. I finally get a serve. Look at that. I open up terribly, though, and it's out of system now. Let's see what went wrong here. We watch this back in slow-mo. So it's coming at me. Definitely a higher ball. I should be opened up already, probably. Like, I'm still standing like it's a normal serve, but I know it's going deep. And I kind of swing my arms open. So instead of, like, kind of getting low and backing up and building my platform, I'm kind of swinging at it, which is why it goes outside over here. And unfortunately, it was actually not a bad set at all, but it does, I think it is just like going towards the net and I get trapped on the block. It was a good block, so unfortunate. I think like kind of the same deal here, like when you have an out of system ball like this, usually I think most players are thinking they're setting, we'll say like 2 to 5 feet off the net for a normal set when it's in system. And I think the second it goes out of system, you really have to be thinking like, we have to set this ball 6 to 8 feet off the net because you just don't have the time to look at the court in the same way. It's a weird approach. It's just more difficult. So, yeah. Because like, if we think about it, if that gets set, like this is probably 1.5 feet or 2 feet off the net, maybe a little less. But this is an open, let me get my pen. You know, I love my pen. This is an open spot on the court over here, right? Nobody's even over here because the defense is running line. And so I think like, we often talk about too is if you're set off the net, you want to be aiming when you swing for the back like 3 feet of the court, really for the back line. And so if this were set off maybe by like 6 feet, it makes it a lot easier to just swing through really deep, and these become really easy shots. So, you know, something Matt and I could work on in training maybe if we ever wanted to play a tournament again. They get a block. They're up to serve, back to serving Matt. He gets a, what a pass. I mean, come on, this is textbook. Beautiful pass from Matt, handset. He slams, but oh man, unfortunately misses the ball again. Maybe like, I think this is why I make the point too of like maybe setting him tighter, because like I'm not convinced that Matt at 6'5" hitting literally. Let's draw the line here. Let's draw the line. Actually, I have a line tool. Check this out. I am not convinced that Matt hitting above the antenna is getting blocked by that. I'm just not. So I need to probably like. It's not even a bad set. Just be clear, but like in this setting where I know maybe he's having a hard time with his approach or something, just setting him tighter is gonna do magic for us in this situation. Oh man, that's so funny. He is hitting above the antenna, that mad lad. Anyway, it's a near miss. It's out. They're up to serve, serving Matt. He gets a good fix out of that, actually. That's a tough pass, as somebody walks by the camera. That's a tough pass, but that's like, he made a lot out of that. I go for a pokey set, which frankly is lazy. Like, if I were approaching correctly, we talked about this in the last video, like how to approach for a set. If I was approaching correctly, I think I would be able to handset this, no problem.
Go.
But so instead I give him a crappy off pokey set. They get it in system with a back set, and I'm there. And yeah, nobody's home. Got a slam. So good on us. They gave us a free ball. Like, I'm trying to think maybe what they could have done differently here. I try to do this a lot, actually. I'm glad I paused on this frame. Like, once you get to like AA level, people in men's A, for example, or just A level in general, don't do this. But as soon as you hit AA, people are a bit better at like looking at the court and reading. And often, if they see the defenses, let's say, in like I'm kind of hanging out seam, or you could maybe even call that line towards the line, people will hit opposite of that, right? Because they see you're over there. And so what I've tried to do recently is like stand in one and try and run to a different zone on the court in the middle of them swinging, because like 90% of the time they're going to hit to that direction. And that's exactly what happens here. I start in the seam. I see what Matt's blocking. He is forced to go angle. I'm already waiting. And again, nobody's blocking. Nobody's home. So you got to slam it. That's a good point. Little float outside. He somehow gets a pass out of that and goes over.
Nice
Matt
block,
gets a great
Matt.
block. I think Matt gets a few blocks here, actually. I try and serve the other guy. What a pass. But Matt's there. He's a menace.
Let's go.
Yeah, Matt's doing a great job on the net, even though they're like getting great passes and keeping it in system. I think honestly, like, there's no reason I feel like he shouldn't swing here, except for the fact that Matt is 6'5". So shout out Matt for being huge.
Nice, Matt.
That was
Let's
great.
Go.
I remember specifically deciding after that last point, I was like, okay, guy in the black shirt is a little too good at passing. I think I'm going to try and keep it away from him. So I think for a lot of the game when I serve from here on out, and maybe I should have learned this earlier, I kind of target the gray shirt.
Nice, man. Let's
Not
go.
that he's bad at passing, but his partner is like very good at passing. Hit him with the high float. It's a high pass. Matt is there, and he gets another block. Oh my goodness. And I somehow get a touch out of that. It's just too low for Matt, and he's not able to make it there in time. I think, honestly, the tape kind of threw me off. Like, I was probably in the perfect spot to receive that, but it touched the tape, and I tried, but it's not enough. That's a good point. I don't have any fixes on that. Like, just unfortunate hit the tape. So here, another serve to Matt. How many? I forgot to count. How many have gone to me? Is it one or two serves at this point have gone to me? And I don't even know what the score is, but obviously they're up. Like, they're winning. And it honestly, I don't even think it's close, unfortunately. I go for a set. Matt swings. He actually turns it line there. Rolls line. They do a good job of reading it, and that is definitely not a clean set. But anyway, let's see this again. What does their defense do? So I set. I guess his partner just calls. He must be blocking angle, and his partner knows that, which is why
One.
Matt turns. Which is why I call that. Also, they do a good job of doing exactly what I was explaining, of like never being in the same spot when they go to swing. And he's there with a great pickup. That's a double. Refs call it, but Matt blocks it anyways, so it's good. Matt goes for the jumpy. Gets a nice serve out of that. They set in the middle. Nobody's there.
Oh, you're good.
Unfortunate. Yeah, that's kind of a free ball. That's a tough point to give away in a tournament.
Oh.
And not that it's easy, but I think this is something Matt admitted to me the day of. He was kind of struggling with, was like deciding whether to block or peel. Definitely, like when he's peeling, I'd love to see him really commit to that and like really back up and just be quick on turning around and getting set. And I think that's kind of where we lose the point here.
Yeah.
I serve Matt once again. Low pass going towards the
One.
net, but we fix it. He gets a nice roll. One arm super casual. And unfortunately, that was in. I remember in the middle of it, I was like, "There's no. That's such a stupid shot. There's no way it's in." But it touches the line, which is just devastating. And they're still serving. I get my second serve of the game, and it's bad. I perceive bad. Goes into the net. Is there anything I can say about that? Actually, let's break that down for a sec.
You got it.
It's so hard to see from this angle.
You got it.
I don't know. I feel like I can't really see from this angle what went wrong. If somebody else sees it and they want to clarify in the comments, feel free. It must just be the platform angle, though. Something's a little bit off. Another serve to Matt. He actually gets a great pass out of that, despite having to go down on his knees. I hand set. He gets a nice roll to the line. They get it up, and they're swinging. Rolling, and that's a short shot, and he can't get there. That's just unfortunate. Those are always the worst, when you like peel off thinking they're going to slam it, and then they just short roll. Third serve to me. Matt sets me. Great set. You know, watching this back, I believe him. I trust him. I think I was intentionally trying to find high hands here when I was swinging. Can we listen for this? Hold on. I guess I'm just not fully convinced this didn't touch his finger. I don't know. It's so hard to see because the frame rate, or not the frame rate, the shutter speed is lower, so everything's a little blurry. So tough to tell. I don't know. I trust him. He says he didn't touch it.
Ooh, no touch.
Unfortunate. I should have swung. Honestly, the line turn would have been really nice here. Because nobody's there. He's running there, but if I could have swung line there, man.
Ooh, no touch.
One more serve to Matt. A little bit of a shank, but off the net, and he slams it straight down. This is a great point. I remember this from the tournament, because it goes into the net. I get low and send it up. That's awesome. It's funny, because, like, that was the unfortunate part about this game, is, like, we are losing right now, and Matt and I are, like, somehow still generating plays like that. It's always the worst. Matt serves. High serve to the middle. He slams and it's out. I think this is one really nice thing about playing with a tall person is, like, look how scared they are of this block. Like, he feels like he has to go so far around and it ends up going like 4 feet out. Matt serve. To the gray shirt. He kind of shanks it. It's a weird pass, but they somehow...
Let's go!
Keep it in system, but Matt, once again, this is like his 5th or 6th block this game. Just absolutely huge.
Oh, come on.
But I think, actually, this is kind of instructive, is like, we're doing a great job on, when we're serving, of keeping it going. Like, Matt is getting a ton of blocks. Most of the time, both of us get to serve multiple times because we're keeping the ball, which is great. But I think that just goes to show, like, how weak our side out was this game, just from inconsistencies in the setting or our approach or hitting. I think it's just that kind of emphasizes the importance of siding out. Like, gonna need to work on that before the Open tournament in a couple weeks for sure. What a serve! What is that? Look at the trajectory that ball takes. It looks so out, and then it just drops. You, like, tell me this does not look out when he first starts. It looks like it's, oh my gosh, what a serve. They get a great pass out of that, but wow, what a serve.
Go!
I somehow get it up. Matt's there. Oh,
Oh, you're good.
unfortunate. I think that's just... I guess I was kind of hoping, since he's so big, he would jump and slam it down, but it was going too close to the net here. He probably was forced to poke it like that. Oh, good. Okay, I thought the ball rolled over and they got a point there, but thank God. Okay, didn't. I'm up to serve. I serve down the middle. The gray shirt tags the net. He still gets a great pass out of it. They roll over. I'm there. Back set once again.
Oh, my bad, Matt.
Unfortunate. That's just me needing to work on my ball control more in training, honestly. I do like this defense, though. This is something I want to point out. Like, again, like never being in the same spot is really helpful on defense. If you feel like you can never get to the ball, this is a good strategy to deploy, I feel like, of just starting in, let's say, the deep angle and then running to line. Or if you know somebody's really good at the cut shot, starting the angle where they might swing, watching their approach, and then running to the cut shot, or vice versa. And it works in this case as well. Moving over to the line, just an easy pickup. Great set from Matt, and just put a little bit too much sauce on the ball, and I think that's the loss.
Oh, my bad, Matt. Great set.
I don't remember exactly. I think this game ends 21-12 or some terrible number, unfortunately. But, you know, a lot of good lessons in here. I thought it was a good game. There's some high moments, like I said, but ultimately, it's a loss. See you tomorrow.